Hi, welcome to the 2019 PMO Trends Online Conference. This is the PMO as the Agile Transformation Agent presentation. My name is Giovanni, and it's an honor to be your host as we discuss the benefits of a strategy where the PMO is the leader of an Agile transformation. As a short introduction about me before we continue, I have been leading PMO and project management consulting service for the past 10 years in different markets and industries in Brazil. I have also led new product development initiatives with user-centric design approaches and agile methods. Lately, agile transformation has become a passion and professional drive. Along the way, I have obtained a few professional certifications related to all we will see in this presentation. And as for my educational formation, I have a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science by PUC, a Project Management specialization by FGV, and a Project Management Executive Development by the Victoria University of Wellington in New Zealand. In this session, I will talk about why we chose the PMO to lead the Agile transformation using a quick case study with CNI, a major Brazilian industry player. Also, we will see how we can apply the lean thinking to practically every aspect of the PMO, including to portfolio management and a documentation model based on Canvas. Kaizen plays a big role in establishing a continuous improvement culture, and we will complement it with the importance of having an agile training path to empower the organization in the best agile practice. Our case study is with CNI. The Brazilian National Confederation of Industry, CNI in Portuguese, is the official and highest level organization representing the Brazilian industry. Since its creation in 1938, CNI has defended domestic businesses and manufacturing interests, acting as the main interlocutor with the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of government, as well as with various organizations and entities in Brazil and around the world. Also, CNI represents Brazil's 27 state-level federations of industries and more than 1,000 sectorial employers' unions, to which almost 700,000 companies are affiliated with. In addition, it directly administers the following organizations: the Social Service of Industry, SESI, the National Service of Industrial Training, SENAI, and the Evaldo Lodi Institute, EL. Since its founding, CNI has played a leading role in Brazilian society, promoting debate and seeking consensus around key national issues, especially those that impact the performance of the Brazilian industry and economy. By the end of 2017, CNI's Information Technology department was mainly a reactive area that was focused on an excess of documentation, traditional project management methodology based on process mapping, and lacked a value-driven culture. This situation led to a vicious cycle resulting in a low organizational value delivery capability and poor results year after year. Composed mainly by functional managers and business analysts at the time, a change in the area's high management brought new air and objective to the whole structure. This led to a redefinition of the area's priorities and the urgency of bringing market-driven methods to reset and refresh how CNI's information technology area would deliver value. The change started top-down, redefining all positions. The functional aspects of the areas were retained, but redefined to mirror agile best practices that could foster the value delivery capabilities. The agile roles of Scrum Master and Product Owner were prioritized over business analysts and project managers, creating the opportunity to make the PMO as the agile transformation agent. We used a simple but very effective restriction to start the agile transformation: no recipes allowed. Even if you follow a recipe step by step using the same ingredients but with a different oven and different people involved, the outcome will be different and the result can be disastrous. You will create something that is not what it should be and not what it could be. We used the PMO value ring methodology to establish the PMO. It is a powerful tool to define and implement a PMO and monitor its value to the organization. Mainly, the two first steps of the value ring methodology were revisited when the Agile transformation was about to start. Define PMO functions and balance the mix of PMO functions. We included a new function that was strategic to the organization and represented the opportunity to tie all best practice, the PMO as the Agile transformation agent. We started our Agile transformation with McKinsey's model approach as a reference. We needed to define what agility meant for us by identifying the pillars to our transformation. We conducted benchmarks and market research to discover best practice and case studies. All of this led by the PMO, now empowered as a transformation agent. The result was made tangible in four pillars: values, people, methods, and technology. These were and are until today the pillars to our business agility. Our core values are based on different sources: the Agile Manifesto, system thinking, lean thinking, Kaizen as in continuous improvement, experimentation, and the concept of no project. These were inspired by the study of the Spotify, Apple, and Nubank cases and approaches. To the people pillar, we defined that we were going to foster the Scrum roles, create an agile training path to empower everyone with the best knowledge and techniques, and create a safe environment, a place where anyone can feel secure to do their best. These were inspired by previous consulting projects and the Agile HR approach. The methods pillar refers to how we deliver value, the practices, frameworks, and approaches that were going to be used by everyone. And for this we chose Scrum, Kanban, Canvas, self-service analytics, and a lean portfolio management approach. This pillar was heavily based on agile case studies. Moreover, the technology pillar aggregates all tools that would help us deliver value. These were based on the startup movement and previous experiences from all involved. We chose the Google Suite, such as Google Sheets and Google Docs, Trello as our Kanban platform, and Tableau for our self-service analytics. Let us dive quickly into each pillar and see the key results we obtain. Values define what we believe in. They represent our core. Throughout the transformation journey, we found out some key aspects. By aiming for the perfect, we set the path not to the goal. The goal is whatever can deliver value in a short term. Then, by inspection and adaptation, we can correct to the right direction while producing value along the way. Also, our environment fosters questioning. We encourage everyone to ask and to question the whys. That is the way of the lean. This is how we can empower everyone in every team to think about the waste and the efforts and organizational assets. We are migrating from a control-focused environment. This is reflected in the needs of extensive documentation, excessive governance process, and several other tools that are designed to try to obtain certainty of uncertainty environments. By valuing trust, we are focusing in the human relations. We are giving trust instead of asking for evidence. We are applying lean into our organizational relationships to prioritize value over documentation. However, it is not anarchy. Common sense plays a big role, and by doing this, we are fostering organizational maturity in every level. and we cannot be certain of what can or cannot work until we test it. That's why we created an environment that allows experimentation. Here is where we say that the now common power phrase, fail fast, learn faster, correctly applies. And by bringing back what we discussed about trust, we align the common sense and the team's maturity with an environment that fosters experimentation, an environment that does not punish the errors, but values the effort in doing differently. The results are incredibly positive. And now the values were deeply aligned with the roles and responsibilities that were expected from the new organizational structure. Our specialized team was built by having Scrum as a reference framework. This approach would enable us to focus internally to our methods, externally to our customers, and create a development environment that would maximize the creative process involved in new product development and software development. To achieve this, we created an agile training path that would map a sort of internal career development focused on the agile transformation. The agile training path was built considering all three roles and distributed in a maturity growth timeframe. As we achieve maturity, new levels are unlocked for training. All courses were curated by the PMO acting in an Agile Center or Agile Master approach, as some would call it. And the sum of these actions related to the people pillar reflects in the creation of a safe environment that is designed to make everyone feel at ease to do their best. And all of this work resulted in an internal method, a compilation of best practice and frameworks that represents what do we believe, who do we trust, and how do we do to transform a user need into a delivered value. We praise to use only what makes sense and not having a methodology that must be followed in its entirety. With the lean thinking in mind, all our project-related documentation is Canvas-based, and by all, we mean the four canvas that are used through an initiative life cycle. This leads to concise information in a one-page document that is easy to create, understand, and maintain. Each canvas is applied to a different initiative life cycle and were based on Roman Pichler's Product Vision Canvas and José Finocchio's Project Canvas. And the PMO also saw opportunity to apply the lean approach to portfolio management by creating a data-driven self-service analytic project portfolio. This was done by setting the portfolio as a data structure on Google Sheets and making use of its powerful solution architecture. Today we have over 120 ongoing initiatives and over 400 in total that are a data source to different dashboards and analytics in Tableau, a powerful analytics solution. By going full data-driven with Google Sheets, we are using a solution that provides us with automatic backup, access control, 99.99% uptime. It is already cloud-based, has a powerful query for data refinement, and is ready for data analytics with different solutions from different vendors. And here are some examples of dashboards and analytics that are used with real-time data extraction from our approach. And in our technology pillar, we set the basis of the tools and software that would enable us automate and empower our method. Trello is a Kanban solution that is card and list based, providing flexibility and powerful extension capabilities. Since Kanban plays a big role in how we structure and execute our initiatives, Trello became our platform to create, align, execute, and monitor all initiatives, including the ones that are Scrum-based and with over 30 stakeholders in a single board. All of the transparency, inspection, and adaptation can be done by using Trello and its power-ups. Today we have almost 100 initiatives within Trello with a high NPS satisfaction rate for our teams and clients. And we also use the Google Docs suite to collaboration through documents and Tableau to analytics. As for our EPM approach, what we commonly see is to have one solution that embraces both executive and operational needs. That's the pattern to EPM that we are used to see as a solution. But by going that way, we tend to give up on some needs from one of the sides, even both sides sometimes. This means that we usually don't have all of the needs of both sides, operational and executive, addressed when going with a full traditional EPM solution. We decided to explicitly detach the executive needs from the operational needs in our EPM solution and have procedures and processes done by our specialized team carry on and update the information to the higher administration. By doing this, and by using the data-driven portfolio approach, we set free the use of the best tool and software on both sides. The best tool is the best tool accordingly to the initiative needs. Our experimentation environment allows us to try different solutions and to be constantly evaluating if the tools and techniques that we currently know and use are really the best alternatives. Everyone can bring new ideas and apply something new to the initiatives. Some will prevail and be integrated to our method, but not all of them. Leanception is a great example of an experimentation that became canon to our method. It is a collaborative workshop that is a great tool to align stakeholders and team members about the product vision, its objectives, main features, and the right MVP. It shares ideas and concepts from the Lean Startup, Lean Thinking, and Design Sprint. Linkception was created by Paulo Caroli and it's available through the internet with a vast documentation. Another great experimentation came from the Agile Wheel. It is an assessment tool that evaluates 20 aspects of business agility and is based on the Wheel of Life. We are using it to assess Scrum initiatives from the team point of view during the review ceremony. Its results are shared by the PMO to all the executive team to provide transparency and source to inspection. We took Kaizen's motto and added to our values to remember that everything we do must be inspected and measured to keep our path always towards what we believe is the right path. By making sure that today is better than yesterday and that tomorrow will be better than today, we guarantee our continuous improvement and make sure that what is being done is how should be done. To accomplish this, we have timely events like the Spotify's chapter approach, where themed working groups get together to discuss their reality, an Agile Method working group to focus on our organizational Agile method, the Agile Wheel focused on project teams, and on-demand trainings focused on what is important accordingly to our Agile method. And as a quick evidence that our agile transformation journey and the results gained by choosing the PMO as the agile transformation agent was indeed pointing towards the right path, our endeavor was recognized by the Agile Trends Committee this year as the best agile practice case in a nationwide award ceremony in Brazil. And as with any transformation journey, challenges are a constant occurrence and a needed one, since they reflect that things are indeed changing. For instance, there is still a constant need for due dates, even when they are way ahead of the present moment. Agile practices bring us to think about priorities, and that means to deal with what needed to be done now. But there will always be the human condition of uncertainty and anxiety that leads to the necessity of due dates. Also, we are still used to not work with, quote, blank checks. Another challenge relates to the use of new concepts and ideas by the business areas. For instance, user stories are a different way to make requirements tangible, and they make a lot of sense when dealing with agile practice. They reflect exactly what needs to be done, by whom, and why. The best practice is to reflect a single action or need that can be fully understandable in a short sentence. But we faced conflicting and somewhat funny situations with these paradigm changes, such as your client, I want the whole product ready so I can use it as soon as possible. This is not a short or a direct to the point user story. We faced these conflicts constantly throughout the transformation journey, and the PMO acted as the guardian of the agile principles and values. There is intense debate in the community if it's possible to change an organization's culture. Some defend that culture is related to the people who belong to the organization. Others that culture is the product of an organization's principles and values. Either way, in any kind of culture change, the traditional knowledge becomes a self-defense mechanism. When dealing with agile versus waterfall, that becomes even more intense. About Scrum, Scrum presented itself when we proved that it really works well if you have a dedicated organizational structure to work with. But when using with shared resources, these resources are monitored by the PMO, Scrum falls short in its adherence. Still, we are heavily applying Scrum to those initiatives where it represents a major opportunity to deliver value in an interactive model. And in the same way, we experimented with squads to fully apply Scrum and also to experiment with a product development approach. By using the data-driven approach to portfolio management by the PMO, the use of squads became more visible to both business areas and high management. And finally, the DevOps culture is the current challenge as we transform how operations aligns with development without creating silos, but by having value delivery tracks that are transversal to all functional areas. And what began as an area-specific journey spread itself to other areas organically. By seeing the results, our method is now being used in different areas, and this is being done by the PMO. The Agile transformation is bringing an organizational alignment that has been greatly positive. Business agility is more than the methods and frameworks, is more than powerful sentence that brings a new thinking to organizational development. In fact, business agility is a collection of values that bring us closer and make our relations and understanding go beyond process and tools. The PMO has the opportunity to be the leader of this transformation. So, summing up what we discussed today, in this session we saw that to set the PMO as the Agile transformation agent is a natural fit, and not only a great fit to the Agile transformation, but also as an opportunity to set the PMO as relevant as ever in a volatile and fast-paced world. We also saw that it's possible to have a lean approach to portfolio management with great results. And by going lean is also to focus on what is important and to organically grow as needed. In the same way, we apply the PMO value ring methodology to discover what the PMO will do to address the stakeholders' needs. The lean thinking can make the portfolio management adapt to what is needed in the present time. We also saw that a documentation model based on Canvas can bring simplicity with understanding and without losing the important information to the initiative and to all involved. We also saw that continuous improvement must be a value, and alongside this value, the principle that everything that is born must eventually die to bring balance to the environment. This is organic evolution and growth. And finally, we saw that a planned learning path is how we empower the teams, and there is no asset that is more important to the organization than those who give their sweat to deliver value. The PMO becomes responsible to create the knowledge and techniques that are needed in an agile environment. Thank you. I hope that this presentation could give you insights about the importance and opportunity to the PMO as the Agile transformation agent. It is always an honor to be able to give back to the community. If you'd like to keep the discussion, make critiques, ask questions, or just connect, feel free to contact me by email or add me to your network on LinkedIn. If you want to know more about CNI and the Brazilian industry, the link on the screen has great content in English. Once again, thank you for your time and the opportunity to be talking to you. Have a great day.